Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for convening a markup on a series of important trade matters, and I particularly appreciate your support for moving on the Cotton Trust Fund. The Cotton Program is aimed at reversing the damage caused by what I call a made-in-America tax on the domestic apparel industry, and it's carefully constructed to balance the interests of U.S. shirt manufacturers while protecting the domestic cotton growing and yarn industries that are dependent on export markets. The package was uniquely designed to strengthen each industry sector, the growers, the spinners, the shirt manufacturers, several of which are located in my home state of New Jersey. The shirt that I'm wearing today was made by Individualized Shirt in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Beginning with a Canadian Free Trade Agreement, repeated in NAFTA and again in trade preference programs benefiting Andean, Caribbean, and African countries, Congress eliminated duties on imported finished dress shirts. While those countries eliminated their duties on shirting fabrics needed to manufacture dress shirts, our policy was, and is still, to maintain a duty as high as 13.5% on cotton shirting fabric. For this reason, the tariff has, I think, aptly been called the Made in America tax. Not surprisingly, this tax resulted in American manufacturers moving production to Canada and offshore, where shirting fabric is not subject to high duties and where the finished product can be exported to the United States duty-free. In 2006, Congress responded with the Cotton Trust Fund, a combination of duty reductions and duty refunds to shirt manufacturers who continue manufacturing in the United States. That program expired at the end of 2009, and for the last 2.5 years, we've been taxing U.S. manufacturers for doing business in the United States. And if we don't act now, many of these companies will simply move offshore, and they'll take 1,000+ manufacturing jobs with them, many of them in my home state of New Jersey, as well as North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, and growing and yarn spinning jobs in Texas, New Mexico, and California. I think it's crucial to point out that the Cotton Trust Fund is emblematic of our promise to Americans to provide not just free trade, but also fair trade. Today, when we pass legislation to expand normal trade relations to Russia, significantly reduce tariffs on Russian imports, technical corrections to DR-CAFTA, free trade agreement, and the extension of third-country fabric provision in AGOA, these measures are all aimed at promoting free trade and easier access to the United States market. The Cotton Trust Fund holds up the other end of the bargain, providing fair trade. I just simply don't think, Mr. Chairman, that the same fabric that is assembled abroad, bought to the United States duty-free, should now have a 13.5% imposition for a U.S. manufacturer using this very same fabric to create jobs here in America. That's what the legislation is all about. I'm all for using trade as a tool of sustainable development in Africa and in other parts of the world, but for me that trade also is about creating jobs here in the United States. That's what the Cotton Trust Fund is all about, and that's why I hope my colleagues will support it.